Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 video. So, I have a little tip for you today for those who are looking to increase the number of caps they have available to spend. So as to whether or not this is useful to you will depend sort of where you are in your Fallout 76 journey. If you are later on, you have a full loadout and so on and so forth, you might have less use for bottle caps overall. However, if you are still working on your gear, perhaps you want to buy some legendary mods to attach to your gear, or you want to flesh out the number of plans that you've learned, be that for camps or just for gear in general, then bottle caps can be handy to have. So, here's a new way to pick them up a bit faster. Well, the current situation is that ideally the fastest way to do it would be to learn the plans for the best legendary box mods, craft them and put them in your vendor, because they sell for really, really good money. However, that does require you to get lucky with the RNG, and also to be able to craft them, and sometimes those resources are a little on the harder to come by side. So, if you are not falling into that category, one of your best bets is to use the new, changed, Cap Collector perk. So, this perk has been around for a while, but previously it was very narrow in its functionality. Now, instead of just affecting cap stashes, it will affect anything that can hold caps, which is any kind of box or container, but also slain enemies. And now it also scales with your luck special attribute as of the Gleaming Depths update and going forward into 2025, so definitely a handy couple of changes. So if we take a look at this, you see that if you pile in extra points into your luck attribute and max that out, you might want to consider using the legendary luck perk as well to push that even higher. You still max out at 15 slots for perk cards, but the actual attribute can go higher, meaning the effectiveness of the Cap Collector perk will go up. So, I'm currently sitting on about 18, so we can head over to, let's have a look at West Tech and see what we can do in terms of a quick run on gathering a few caps. So 18 here is nowhere near as high as you could potentially push your luck score. If you wanted to buff it higher than that, you absolutely could. I haven't gone to town finding the necessary food and chems and so on and so forth to buff mine any higher, but if you have a look down in the description, I'll make sure I link the wiki page for Fallout 76 that has the luck attribute on it, and it has a number of ways in which you can buff your luck listed down there. I'm sure there are other YouTube videos around on the topic as well. So, quick shout out before we dive in here to Pale Slate, who pointed this one out to me, that a particularly good source of caps is super mutants. They tend to drop a decent number of them, and they are relatively easy to farm. So, we're going to take a run through West Tech, do this quite rapidly and see how we do. We can take these guys out, make sure we're grabbing all of the caps that they have. There's a lot more scrap here to be had as well, if you happen to want that. And it's also sort of worth grabbing any weapons they might drop as well, because you can go and sell those if you don't want to scrap them as well. So, on top of this, a couple of other options. Once you've gone through West Tech, you can simply server hop either into another adventure mode world if you are playing in adventure mode, or between adventure mode and private worlds if you are a Fallout First player. You can mix those two up, and you should be able to keep farming this reasonably rapidly. If you want to expand the number of places you farm, maybe because there's fewer worlds at your disposal to hop between, depending on time of day and the like, places like Huntersville and the General Steakhouse and Sunnytop Ski Lanes also have a reasonable number of super mutants that you can take out as well. So we get to the end of this, and without really pushing my luck that hard, no pun intended, I have come away with 423 caps just straight off the bodies of super mutants. So, not a huge number, but decent, and if you keep at this, you can definitely add to that number quite quickly. This run through took me less than 10 minutes, so if you really want to push it, you can probably go even faster than that. Heading over to a train station, we can sell off the weapons we've picked up as well. Now, if you want to do this, there's a couple of options to you. You can push your Charisma perk nice and high and use the Hard Bargain perk in order to get more caps for the objects you're selling, weapons and any unwanted chems and things like that. Speaking of, you can also use Farmer to push up the number of chems you get as well, another luck perk that will help you if you want to sell those instead. However, the caveat to this is the number of caps available from vendors is itself capped, so you'll be able to get more caps per sale if you use Hard Bargain and increase your efficiency that way, but you are still limited in the number of caps available, so it might speed the process up a bit, but you won't end up any wealthier as a result. So, food for thought on that one. However, I did manage to, without any effort at all, walk away with an additional 142 for a nice round total of 565 caps in exchange for, well, about a 10-minute run. So, not huge, and if you want to buff it further, you definitely can push this even further. But yeah, if you wanted to top up your caps in a respectable amount of time, an hour or so of grinding, for example, you could definitely top up your income quite nicely, I think, there. Especially, as I say, if you push those buffs. So, I hope you guys found that useful and informative, a useful little side tip, especially for those who are sort of early to mid-game and haven't necessarily got everything stocked up, sorted out yet. Hopefully that will help you in affording those box mods that people might be selling in their vendors or any other plans and the like that you might want to pick up. If you did find the video useful, please do consider dropping subs and likes. I very much appreciate you. Hit that notification bell and then you stay up to date with Fallout 76 news and guides and builds and so on and so forth. Down below as well, we've got the link to the wiki article I mentioned before, as well as social media links. We've got channel memberships down there as well if you want to support the channel that way. I really, really appreciate. And of course, we are live streaming on the regular as well, so if you want to join us for that, I do appreciate that as well. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.